Hey guys, looks like it's beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hey everybody! Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Thanks for stopping by today. And looky here on this bottle, yes it says say 2009. And this is 2019, so this beer has been in the bottle for approximately 10 years. So we're getting ready to see how well this beer has cellared. This is usually a very tasty beer, a great candidate to cellar, so we shall see how this one has survived for 10 years. So, this is a 9.6 percenter. As far as IBUs, Untappd has it at 90 IBUs, which is a whole lot of IBUs for a barley wine, but a lot of times it takes a lot of bittering hops to balance out the malt to produce a 9.6% alcohol beer. So hopefully it won't be too bitter. It'll be, a fairly nice beer to drink. So we're getting ready to find all that out, guys. Over to Untappd, 9.6, 90 IBUs, and we know it's a 2009. I don't know when in the year that they brew this, whether they do it once a year or how many times a year they do it, whether they do it at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year, I am not sure. But since it has 2009 on it, and this is 2019, this is February the 7th of 2019, we're just going to average it out and say it's 10 years old, approximately. The commercial description said this award-winning barley wine boasts a dense, fruity bouquet, an intense flavor palette, and deep reddish-brown color. Its big maltiness is superbly balanced by wonderfully bittersweet hoppiness. So they're brewing to what it's saying here, basically a little hop-forward style of barley wine. So being 10 years old, those have probably subsided substantially, if not completely, by now. So let's get it open. That's all we need to talk about. So we're going to stop talking and start pouring. And it has it on the cap here too, 2009. I didn't get any hiss at all on that one there, guys. Like no carbonation whatsoever. That's a little scary. So let's see. We're going to go down the center. And we're getting a little bit of a head generated there. But there, I got absolutely zero hiss there, guys, which is kind of unnerving, a little scary. I thought it may have been flat. But looking at that pour, a nice one finger of head on that pour, is a nice, rich mahogany red color. It is a filtered beer. I can see the light right through it. So let's get it to the nose and see how this 10-year-old barley wine has done. For the nose, rich roasted malt, hints of caramel and toffee, a nice sweetness like a barley wine typically has. Smells very, very nice, very pleasant. And I'm a big fan of what Sierra Nevada brews, guys. My wife drinks it all the time. She's a big fan of their torpedo. And I am too. That's a very nice beer too. Smells good. It's time. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Big time bitterness on the back end of this one, guys. A little over bitter to me. And I have read that it has a little bit strong bitterness for a barley wine. And this one still does. So a lot of people cellar this beer. I may have several other different years stashed away in the closet because it is a very nice beer. But the bitterness is just a little overbearing to me. I think it's a little over-bitter. That's just my opinion. A lot of people may say, oh, you're crazy, it's just perfect. And I'm not going to argue with that. Depends on where your palate is and what you like to drink and how much bitterness you like in your beer, depending on the style of beer that you drink or you like, and or whatever. So try to sell her a Budweiser or a Coors or a Miller for 10 years and see what you end up with. Yeah. So I do like being a craft beer reviewer and a craft beer drinker, and I don't buy the macros from the big three because I don't drink any lagers unless they are sent to me. They just don't have enough taste for this guy, but I drank enough in my earlier years to float a battleship around, more likely, and I've said that many times. I like a nice ale that has more flavor, more taste, more aroma, other than the macros where you're going to get rice or corn or grassy, grainy taste. But that's typical of that style. Very nice aroma. The aroma to me is more pleasant than the taste because of the bitterness. But like I said, the initial taste, super bitter, and as I sip on it, I'll probably get acclimated, and the bitterness probably at the final chug won't be as prevalent or as noticeable as it is on the first taste. But it's right out of the fridge, so let's do that. Let me sip on this one for a while and see what we end up with. It's already leaving a very nice lacing on the glass. It's just really pleasant to me to be able to buy a craft beer like this that you can put in a closet or a fridge and keep it for 10 years or longer, and you can still drink it. I mean, and sometimes they even get better over time like this. Sometimes they're about the same. Sometimes, it is what it is. But like I said, try to sell her one of the a Bud, Miller, or Coors for 10 years and drink that. If it don't make you sick, I'd be damn surprised. So, let me sip on this. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it about 45 minutes or so. Very nice beer. Still think it's a little over bitter now that it's warmed up. But tolerable. I don't think it's a 10 beer by any means. I've had better, but it's a decent beer. It's not an expensive beer to buy. Very enjoyable, other than the bitterness I think is a little overpowering for the beer style, but I mean it's selling very well for a 10-year-old beer approximately. So with that being said, let's do the final chug on this one. It does have an excellent aroma. Of course you can't smell the bitterness on the nose. I can anyway, but on the taste it's there. That was hard to get down. Excuse me. Not quite as bitter now that I've been sipping on it and it's come up to room temperature as it was on the initial couple of sips. But for a beer that's 10 years old, it did very well. It did very well. Like I said, don't think it's a 10 beer. I do think it's an A beer. I'm going to give it an A-, 92 for me on this one, guys. So let's jump over to Beer Advocate and see what they have to say. They have it at 4.14, also in their B- scale, getting close to their solid A scale on there. They say it's exceptional. Don't know if I would say exceptional, but decent. Over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.05. So for shits and giggles, let's just say it's an A- from all three of us. A little bit better grade than one I gave yesterday. A couple points, not much, but this is a 10-year-old beer, and it has done very well. Yeah. And like I said earlier, try to sell her a Budweiser or a Miller or a Coors for 10 years and see what you end up with. If it don't make you sick as a dog, I'd be damn surprised. So that's what I like about craft beer, especially once you get into the ABV of 9, 10, 11%. These beers are going to keep, especially in this style, for quite a while. Now, if you're drinking an IPA or a double IPA, I wouldn't recommend selling them for 10 years. But barley wines and the imperial porters and stouts, yeah, they're going to keep for a long, long time unless they've been brewed with coffee or something that's going to fade. So, with that being said, if you've had a 2009 Bigfoot Barleywine from Sierra Nevada recently, let me know what you think and see if we kind of agree on what I'm tasting and grade wise. Let me know. And if you've got one in your closet, drink it. See what you think of it. And these guys do really tasty stuff, guys. And they produce this beer every year. So a great candidate if you want to do a vertical side by side of different years. I would say this would probably be a good one to do. So with that being said, guys, till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.